Alright, everyone. Well, the preppers got it wrong. You probably saw that title and thought to yourself, well, what idiocy is this? Especially given our current circumstances. I know when I saw that headline in Life in the Finger Lakes magazine, that was my exact thought. What idiocy is this? Well, it was an article by a gentleman who seems to think that given the current situation, this shows that the preppers got it wrong. I figured I'd give this article a read, and after looking it through, I decided I'd make a video response. Basically, the author doesn't really have much of an argument at all. They start their article talking about going to the grocery store and how they accidentally took their glove off before they put their cart back, and then a kind woman walked up and said she'd take the cart, and she covered her hands so she didn't have to touch it either, and somehow this act of kindness showed the preppers are wrong. The gist of their argument was, for years, preppers and survivalists have been telling us to stock up on food and load up on guns and ammo to protect ourselves during a crisis, believing that thugs would be out to rob us and roving bands would be looking to do home invasions. There has been none of this. Well, I guess that's it. Case closed. Pack it in, boys. We were all wrong about this prepping idea. There haven't been any roving bands of marauders, so clearly everything to do with preparedness is just based on lies. Well, this article is based on 3 false premises, as I can see it. The first of these false premises is that preparedness is based around the stockpiling of guns and ammo. Now, to be fair, I don't think that the author is fully to blame for this stereotype. For years, the image has been cultivated in the media and even within our own circles that the heart of preparedness is stockpiling up on guns and ammo, and cans of beans, having a bunker in the woods somewhere. Well, that's not what prepping's about. And really, if this author had delved into the community more in depth, I think he would have found that a lot of the focus is on implementing systems of resiliency into your life. They can take many forms. You can be preparing for many different events. It could be something as common as a car accident, or even a flat tire, a house fire, a job loss, or the society-wide events, electrical grid failure, a pandemic, economic collapse. All of these fall under the broad heading of prepping. And realistically, guns and ammo aren't the only important or even the most important part of any of these preparations. Now, I'm not knocking the gun owners, I'm one myself. As anyone who knows me could attest, I could probably be described as a gun nut. And I do think that firearms have an important place in preparations. But you can well be a prepper without ever touching a firearm. And in fact, if I had the choice between an individual who had never touched a firearm but had a year's worth of food and some valuable knowledge and skills, or an individual with a stockpile of guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo but no food and no skills, I'm probably going to go with the guy with the food and the knowledge. So, that's where the author made their first mistake, focusing in on this one small area that is really a very minor part of prepping. Their second false premise is assuming that the next crisis will pan out the same way as the current one. We can't tell what the future holds for us. There are already a couple of potential crises brewing that have the potential to get a lot worse than what we're currently facing. Let's hope that these don't pan out. However, hope is not a strategy, and that's why we prepare. We don't know what's coming next week or next month or next year. But we know that we can do things now to better protect ourselves against what could be coming. The final false premise is that because I have never had to use a gun to protect myself, nobody else ever would either. Now, of course, human history, a look through the crime page of the newspaper can show that this is also a false premise. Just because you have been lucky enough to never have to defend yourself, that doesn't mean that everyone else in society is so lucky. So, in conclusion, I feel that this crisis has not proven the preppers wrong. It's proven us to be more right than ever. I hope that you take these ideas to heart. If you haven't already started to prepare, that you do so now. That you start a garden. That you put up some extra food. And that you take measures to insulate yourself and to increase you and your family's resiliency in the face of future crisis. Thank you. Until next time.